Hello everybody, my name is Nightmare Gamer here, and welcome to another episode of Rank and Blank. Yes, we're doing another Illegal Company Rank and Blank, and this time we're going to do the actual moons that you all go on. So, anywho, let's get to it. So, these are the moons that you land on every time to get the scrap. Like we got the Experimentation, Assurance, Vow, and all these other planets that we're going to talk about. Each of them ranging on their own difficulty and risk to getting scrap. So, let's talk about them though. So, the first things first. Before we get started though, I'm going to talk about what I'm ranking these off of. We're ranking them off of not just of difficulty, but we're going to do difficulty of getting scrap, difficulty in enemies, aesthetics, which is basically the environment and everything, how the moon looks in general. And of course, the chances of the interiors. If it's a mineshaft interior, it will duck down points. I'm going to take away points. So, yeah. So let's get started, shall we? So first, we got Experimentation. This is easily beginner friendly. Why is it beginner friendly? Because, it's literally a beginner moon. It is literally a beginner moon. This is probably the easiest moon. Sorry, not the easiest moon. This is one. Well, it might be the easiest moon to survive on. Really, Experimentation is actually it is the easiest moon to survive on. It's the easiest moon to survive on. It's only rank B. That's still pretty high though. It's not that bad. Excuse me. So first, let's talk about the environments of the moon. It's just a basic desert moon. You just go straight towards the entrance, the main entrance, or the fire exit. It's not that bad at all. And then, of course, you got the monsters to deal with. So the monsters that are very common on this moon are hoarding bugs, spiders, and snare fleas, which is the centipedes. And all three of those can create a little bit of they can create a pretty bad situations sometimes, but it's not that bad. Experimentation has the least amount of scrap in the game, but sometimes the scrap can be pretty decent. But although most of the time you're just getting like tattered metal sheets, big bolts, and flashbangs and all of them. But sometimes you might see an air horn on the planet, which is pretty good by itself. But Experimentation is a really good beginner moon. But there is one desert moon on this list that is better, and that is Assurance. And this one's immediately going to best. Okay, before we talk about Assurance, let's keep talking about Experimentation for right now. Experimentation, it's a very good planet. It's a very good planet to stay on. It's very good at least for like the first two quotas. But after the second quota, you're no. You have to go to different moons, and this one's ranked B. And this could be a little. This one can be hard to survive on though if there's like any harder enemies on there, like the Bracken and all of them. Which we talked about all those in the last ranking video. So yeah, I think Experimentation is a decent moon to go on. And of course, we got Assurance at the best moons tier. I don't think this is a question at all. This is the best free moon in the game. And trust me, there's going to be a couple of these moons that are going to be very low on my list. And trust me. First, let's talk about Assurance. This one is rank D, I believe. But this one is not that. This one is, honestly, for having a lower rank, this one is hard to survive on than Experimentation, though. Because you got a little bit more variety of monsters. You got a little bit more of a variety of monsters to deal with. You got more hoarding bugs to deal with. You got snare fleas. You got spiders to deal with. Sometimes they'll add a Bracken there and there. Also, y'all, we're ranking these off of the version 80 update now. Because So there's a lot of things that go on Assurance. This one, Assurance is just like Experimentation. This one is a desert moon. Nothing much. Although, this one, I think it's much more cooler than Experimentation in so many ways. This one has a very good fire exit location. I mean, you have to climb a ladder to jump on tubes and everything. It's very good. It's very cool. And I kind of like it personally. But and also the beehive spawn rates here are awesome. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, beehives are one of the most expensive items in the game, and you can get up to 150 credits. That's really good for assurance. Whew. Assurance has decent scrap in there. It has a decent amount of scrap in there, but the scrap in there is typically very good. I seen a cash register one time in here, and that's like the second most expensive thing in the game. There's nothing really else I can say about the assurance though. Besides that, the man-eater has like a 15%, not 15% chance to spawn, a 10% chance of spawn here. This one can be very extreme at all times, but it's still, it's worth the risk. And then you got the outdoor interior. I forgot to mention the outdoor enemies. On assurance and experimentation, you will have dogs, Alice dogs, and you will have baboon hawks, but not baboon hawks. On assurance, you will have baboon hawks, but experimentation you don't. So you have eyeless dogs, baboon hawks, and then you got giant, big-ass worms. The Earth Reviven. And those can be very lethal together, and you guys don't want to know. But still assurance, it doesn't change though. It's still easily the best free moon out of all of them. Let's go ahead and talk about Val. This one I'm mixed about. Because this is the very first Forest Moon, and I really love Forest Moons, but personally this one's going to amazing tier. It's good. I was going to put it up there the best moons tier, but it's just that nah. This is the lowest of amazing, if I'm honest, because there's a lot of factors that bring this down. One is because of its ridiculous high chance of spawning forest giants. And there's another moon on this list that is way worse than Val that has the same exact chance. But Val, in my opinion, this one's easier to survive on in many ways. This one I think is the same. I think this one's the same difficulty as. Experimentation at the level B. But I can tell you one thing: Val is a lot harder to survive on, and this one, honestly, I won't bring it down because of another reason. Val has one thing though that definitely brings it down the most, besides the forest giants, and that is its high chance of spawning mineshaft interiors. I believe it has a 45% chance of spawning mineshaft interiors, and that's really high. And so that really takes it down. And also, it has a high chance of spawning brackens and man-eaters. Pain, I say. And not only that, you have a low chance of getting barbers. Because trust me, barbers are... I hate barbers. I don't even want to talk about the barber. But Val is still a good moon though. It has the same amount of scrap as Assurance though, but the only problem it is though is I think Val is bigger. So all the scrap is going to be more spread out. But yeah, I think it's just that forest giants, baboon hawks, dogs, leviathans, those are the ones that are outside. Giant sapsuckers out there too. Then you got and then in the indoor you got you have coal heads in there sometimes. It's rare, but coal heads, barbers are in there. And then you got brackens and man-eaters, hoarding bugs and all of them to deal with. Val is the most dangerous basic moon on this list. These are the 3 basic moons, and then we got the 3 intermediate moons, which we got Offense, March, and Adamance, and oh boy. It's time to go to the mediocre moons. Offense. This is a bad moon in so many ways. Oh my god. This moon is so bad for many reasons. One, because of its layout. What the hell is this layout? It's disgusting. It is disgusting. This moon is so disgusting in so many ways. I just hate it so much. And also the fire exit. The fire exit. The fire exit is inaccessible. This is definitely one of the worst moons on this list because just that alone. Why? Because if you have two-hand scrap, you gotta drop it on the ground. Because here's the thing. The fire exit is elevated to the point where you can't, you can't go back up there to get a two-handed scrap. You gotta drop it on the ground directly. And here's the thing: baboon hawks are common on this planet. And not only that, you got other threats to deal with. Not just outdoor, but also indoor too. In the outdoor, you got dogs with vivins and all of them to deal with, similar to the other desert planets. This is probably the worst desert planet on the list, for obvious reasons. Not only that, you got probably one of the highest chances of having mineshaft interiors. And that just brings it down. It just brings it down. Offense scrap is, it is. Woo, woo, woo. You're either going to have the best scrap in the world or the worst scrap in the world. And typically, we usually get the worst scrap in the world. Because, ugh. And this moon is just nasty, too. And not only that, you got cool heads and thumpers to deal with at the same time. You're going 3 for 3 at this point. I don't know if that's 3 for 3. It's just that offense is. Ugh. Most of the time you're just going to have mineshaft interiors, and not only that. I don't know what to say about this planet. I don't know what else I need to say about this planet besides it's just a bad moon. But dude, it's just that it needs upgrades. We need an upgrade for offense. Because offense is not good at all. It has some good potential, like I said, for the best scrap in the world. If you get only scrap moon, let's say there's only stop signs on the moon. If you can get only stop signs or only scrap moons, basically, that cost 50 or more, then that could be really good for offense. But other than that, it's just ass. Next, we got March, and this one's easily the best moon on this is easily the best intermediate moon on the list. It's amazing. It's personally, I think it's. Should I really put it at amazing tier? Nah. That's too giving. That's too nice. No. March is really good now. They made March a lot better now. The scrap you get now is definitely better than it used to be. And also the scrap density is definitely better too. You can actually get scrap a lot easier. But the only thing they haven't changed though is just the scrap. It's just the scrap itself. The amount of scrap you get. It's still bad though, but it's alright. Also, can I talk about the aesthetics? Whew. It's a whole swamp moon now. Although I'm definitely am going to talk about more about the swamp water, because that's a very big factor that I want to talk about. If you fall into the swamp water, if you fall deep into it, the chances of you getting out is 0. Because if you have nowhere to get out and you're deep in the water stuck, that you are honestly guaranteed dead. There's a couple bad things about the moon. Is that sometimes beehives, there was sometimes that beehives spawn without actual beehives and they just run around roam. And that was just ridiculously dangerous and extreme for March. Other than that, I think March is still a good moon, but we still got other things to talk about. It's interior and outdoor monsters. Here's a good thing about March. This is the only planet that has a guaranteed factory interior. But here's the thing, though. We have Brackens And we have Thumpers in here. Whew. Both of those are very bad in this freaking moon, I swear. I see both of them everywhere. I just witnessed one of my friends die to a bracken right in front of me. Unbelievable. But whew, I don't really have much to say about March though, besides it has a really good aesthetics and it's really good. Although I think March in offense has a rank level of B as well. I could be wrong. But March is definitely way better. And I just put an amazing tier because also the beehives are a lot better to get too. Beehives are so much better to get on this moon too. Typically you'll see beehives though a lot though. I know bees might roam around though if they're spawned like underwater or something without a beehive or something. But if you get a beehive and it costs 100 something credits, you better grab it and hope that you don't get attacked and die. Because, I mean, this is easily the best intermediate moon on the list. And it's not even close. Alright, beginner friendly. Next, we got the last free moon on the list, and that is Adamance. My opinions did kind of change a little bit. It was bad. But if I'm honest, I think they made it worse with the Cadaver. Yell at me in the comments. Yell at me in the comments. Do it. Scream at me. Because I ain't gonna lie. Adamance has gotten worse. They re-added the Kidnapper Fox back too. And not only that, they have cadavers. Which it just makes exploring the planet even more unexplorable. And let me talk about some of these. Let me talk about the cadaver real quick. So yeah, if you see plants inside the interior, don't go to it. Just don't go to it. And also, not only that, the plants will spread, and if you stay in it for too long, you will get infected by something called the cadaver bloom. And eventually you will die and basically turn into another version of a mimic. Except it is worse. It is honestly, it might be worse than the mimic. Especially if you're outdoors. You can take it outdoors too. That's the thing. Outdoors and indoors. And you don't know how I know? Because I've been infected by the cadaver in this game before. But yeah, that's another thing. Let's talk about the outdoor enemies. Yeah, the outdoor enemies have not changed, and it's horrendous. There is baboonhawks everywhere. Eyeless dogs are everywhere. Giants are everywhere. And not only that, you got the long bridge to deal with. And by the way, if this bridge collapses, you're forced to go to the freaking valley. If you go through the valley, you gotta deal with all of those enemies that I talked about. Now think about it. Think about the scenario like this. If a forest giant is in the valley and you have no other way to go, there you go. You already know. Certain death. But yeah, I just don't think Adamance is as good as it used to be. It's terrible now. Kidnapper Fox is there too. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's just horrendous. Kidnapper Fox is really often on Adamance and offense, so that's another reason why I put him on my bad tier. Here's the crazy part. Kidnapper Fox is not as bad on offense as it is on Adamance. That's funny. That's funny. Offense is still worse, though. Adamance does have a good amount of scrap, though, and the monsters inside are typically not too terrible. Although you'll probably see a Bracken and a Man-Eater sometimes. But typically it's not that bad. As long as you don't die indoor or outdoor and you get to the ship safely, you're fine. But honestly, these are the only moons though that I do go on that these moons are the one. So the moons in the bad tier are the only moons that I'll go on if any other moon is eclipsed or flooded or anything like that. That's it. Let's get to the costly moons now. Oh yeah, here we go. We got Ren, easily the best moon in the game. Easily the best moon in the game. Easily the best moon in the game. I love this moon so much. If anyone hates on Ren, rethink your life choices. Rethink your life choices. Use your brain for once. This moon easily is the best moon. Aesthetic wise, environmental wise, scrap wise, enemy wise, everything. Although the only thing it's not good for is the weather, and yeah, we already know that. But other than that, it's still good. Ren, what do I have to say? Ren has, if once you land on Ren, it's a snowy moon. This is the very first snowy moon in the game that you go to, and it only, the credits it costs is $550, and if you're in co-ops and you're going to Ren, you are going to leave with a really good amount of scrap. It has around 20 something scrap, I believe. And that's really good. And the scrap here is amazing. You will probably see lamps, you'll see paintings, you'll see a bunch of really good one-handed scrap. Oh yeah, I do mention though, Ren is home to a buttload of one-handed scrap. So you could be coming out of the company with loads of scrap. Not only that, Ren is also a mansion interior most of the time, although it has a chance of being a freaking mineshaft interior, and that is easily one of the worst experiences I have in my life, and I don't want to say anything about it. Anywho, let's keep talking. So, Ren is very good Ren is good because scrap here is really, really good. But also another thing though that does play a factor of bringing, there's another factor that does kind of make Ren very dangerous. It's A ranked, which means there's going to be a lot of monsters in there that could kill you. We got Jesters, we got Nutcrackers, we got Brackens, we got the Ghost Girl, we got Coil Heads, we got a load of enemies in there that could kill you. Loads. Upon loads. And you also got the uncommon enemies like the Butler, and then you got the Spider. You got what else is in there? Oh yeah, Barber is in there too sometimes. There's a load of there's a load of enemies that could be in there. But most of the time I don't really care about the enemies though. Unless if there's like a bunch of Nutcrackers around, because they have a 24% chance to spawn each time, and there could be like a maximum of about 15 Nutcrackers on the planet. And Jester, sometimes a Jester can be very bad, and yeah, you already know about the Jester, and yeah. And Brackens, trust me, we already know about my experiences with Brackens. I've seen Brackens everywhere. Even my dreams. But Ren is a very good moon to go to. Also the outdoor interior, there's only two monsters that I've seen really. There's dogs and giants, and that's really it. Although there is a shack though at the very middle of the way to the company. Also, did I mention though that if you land as you land, there is lights guiding you to the company, which if my opinion is one of the coolest things about this moon. And also, in the middle of the way, there's a shack that you can hide from forest giants. That's just not even a question. Ren is going to best moons tier, no matter what. Well, I'll be damned. Do I really need to talk about this moon? Do I really need to talk about this moon? Do I really need to talk about this moon? Okay, fine. I'll talk about it. Yeah, I don't think this is. I don't think there's a question. I feel like 95% of the Lethal Company community could say that Dyne is their least favorite moon, and I can agree. I couldn't agree any more than I am right now. All my times of Dyne, every time I went to Dyne, 95% of the time I died of Dyne, and or I'm just getting really bad luck. And no, actually no. It doesn't care. It doesn't even matter. Every experience I had on Dyne is ass. It was all terrible. And I can tell y'all why. One thing is because Dyne's layout. What is that layout? What is with the mountains? It is junky, wonky, tonky. It's disgusting, and trust me, that plays a huge factor with the outdoor enemy spawns. Giants and dogs are everywhere on this moon, making it almost... it just makes it unplayable. You know, if you wonder why that I'm really hating this moon a lot, though, when it comes to giants and dogs, it's because giants guard the entrance 95% of the time. And not only that, they guard both main and fire exit most of the time. And I don't even need to talk about. I don't even want to talk about it. And not only that, you can't run from giants either, because dogs spawn on this planet too, with a 30% chance. And then giants have a 60% chance of spawning on this planet. And we already know how this goes. Yeah. Death. I mean, that's another reason. Also, the company cruiser is unplayable through here. The company cruiser is just unusable through here. It's unusable. You can't even use it through the freaking can't use it in Dyne. It is very bad to use through here. And then you also got the indoor. So let's talk about it. Yeah. Loads. So the two enemies here are the Butler and the Barber. I don't think I need to say anything. The Butler is one of the worst enemies to encounter in solo. Why? Why do I say that? Didn't I say... Hold on. I said something about them attacking solo players. Hold on. So... I said that butlers attack people who are alone. Yeah, in solo, you're always alone. Yeah. Butlers just make the planet unplayable, and they're most common here. And then the Barber, we already know what the Barber does. And then you got other monsters that are from Ren, like Nutcrackers, Jesters, Brackens, Coilheads, all of them on here. The Ghost Girl's here too. And do I need to mention the scrap? What kind of scrap have they added on this moon? This is some of the worst scrap that they had in a long time. They added body parts that don't even weigh, that don't even cost that much. They cost like a bare minimum 3 to 5 credits. And at the maximum it's 60 credits. And by the way, the chances of that spawning is like rare. I mean, there's like thousands of these scrap in there, and there's like thousands of this scrap in there. But let me be real. Are we really going to get like hundreds and thousands of scrap out of the freaking factory with all of this hazards going on? No. Do not go to this moon at all costs. It is not worth your time. If you're going on this moon, one of y'all has got to stay at the ship. I am telling you. I am warning you. Stay away from this moon at all costs. Unless if you're doing a challenge. I mean, there is seriously no point of going to Dyne. And also, did I mention that Dyne is also an S tier hazard? Yeah, it's dangerous. Ridiculously dangerous. So yeah, I don't really need to talk about Dyne any longer. This is definitely the worst moon that Lethal Company has to offer. Next, we got Titan, and this one is a easy, amazing tier. It's better than March. Titan is another snowy moon, but this one's different from the rest of them. This one is a vertical moon instead of a horizontal moon. So first, when you land on Titan, you'll see that there is a lot of stairs, and there's also one guiding light, which personally this is pretty cool. It tells you to go up and up and up, and up and up. And I can tell you one thing for the best part: this moon is awesome. I mean, this moon has the most amount of scrap in the game. Phew. Golly. The scrap that spawns here is fucking insane. If you do find it. But, there's a couple of problems that Titan does have, though, that really bring it down to amazing tier. One is because of its ridiculously high chance of spawning a load of monsters. I mean, you're gonna have everything from the last moons on this moon. And yeah, we already mentioned about the Goleheads, Jesters, Nutcrackers, Brackens, and all of them. They're all on this moon. The Ghost Girls on this moon too. And yeah, and also eyeless dogs are everywhere on this moon. Don't get me started if you get an eclipse, because if you do get an eclipse, the chances of an eyeless dog will be on the chances are is that an eyeless dog will be on the stairs and it will somehow kill you. So that's another thing that brings it down. Also Stormy Titan is unplayable too. Stormy Titan is unplayable. Very unplayable. I mean, I don't think this is a question. Stormy Titan is unplayable. Because you don't even know if you're going to get struck randomly or not. But I think Titan is still a pretty good moon though overall. There's one more thing though that does play a role that make Titan a little more worse, and that is its interior size. It's the biggest interior in the game. It's bigger than March. March was pretty big. That's why I put March kind of low on the amazing tier. Titan is kind of close to March a little bit because of that. But Titan is definitely better when it comes to scrap wise. One time I found 500 credits in one room. I mean, if you get lucky on Titan and you have no problems at all, there you go. But yeah, I think Titan is still an amazing moon overall, just like this next moon on the list. Yeah, I don't think this is a question. Arthas is the third best moon in the game. This is not even close. Arthas is arguably being one of the hardest moons in the game. It has the highest ranking for hazard, S++. I don't think it's really that hard, but there is a load of things though that do kind of contribute to the difficulty. And let's talk about them, shall we? First, let's talk about how Arthas looks. I mean, this is not a question at all. Oh yeah, did I mention Arthas and Embryon are Arthas and Embryon are secret moons. We gotta find them, and yeah. And also I forgot to tell y'all that Rand is 550, Dyne is 600, Titan is 700, Arthas is 1,500, and then Embryon's 150. But I do think though that Arthas is a really good moon because there is a load of scrap in there, almost as much as Titan. But if I'm honest with you, Arthas scrap is so much better in so many ways. Because also Arthas has a chance of spawning gold bars, and if you don't know, gold bars are the highest. No, sorry, they are the most expensive item in the game, and they can be up to 200 credits. They can be in the 200 credits. It is unbelievable. I mean, Arthas can spawn. Honestly, there's also a chance of Arthas having a gold only moon. If Arthas has that, imagine how good it will be. It'll be swell. But other than that, let's talk about the bad things about this moon. Oh boy. There's a couple bad things. Arthas has one glaring issue that kind of prevents it from going to the best moons tier. and that is its insanely high chance of spawning mineshaft interiors. This one is oh yeah, I forgot to mention. There's another reason why I put Dyna stay away at all cost tiers, and it's because of its higher chance of spawning mineshafts. Yeah, but Artifice is way better in so many ways. Like, you know, the scrap is being better and everything. But let's continue. So the Artifice interior is typically very hard to survive in because every monster has the same chance of spawning with around 8%. Ghost Girl is present, Nutcracker is present, Jester is present, Bracken, Mimics, Goleheads, everything. Every enemy that y'all can think of is present in Artifice. And not only that, an outdoor interior, every outdoor enemy is present as well. As well as Old Birds, the giant robot. And because there's a 24% chance of Old Birds spawning on this planet, and that's really high. And yeah, there's almost always a guaranteed chance of spawning at least one of these guys. So yeah, I mean, I still recommend this planet though because Artifice does not fail to crash quotas. Whew. Now we got one last moon. Okay. 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 This is how it's going to be, huh? This is how it's going to be. Other than that, here we go. Embryon is definitely one of the worst planets on this list as well. It's worse than offense, in my opinion. Embryon, there's a couple reasons why, but let's talk about the good things about it. Let's talk about the aesthetics. The aesthetics are still very good, though. I really love the aesthetics of Embryon so much. Because there's a lot of old birds and all that. But here's the thing, though. That's the only good thing about this moon. Let's talk about the bad things. Yeah, the interior is not that good. So, the interior, yeah. We got the second least scrap in the game. By the way, this is a credit cost moon. A credit cost moon, by the way. There's no way that a moon has to cost credits to go to, and it has little scrap to offer. And most of the time I see only these things on the moon. All I only see is tattered metal sheet and big bolts in there, and I typically see experimentation level bullcrap. Embryon should not be this bad. And not only that, getting the apparatus is impossible. Because once you get the apparatus, you're activating every single old bird at the same time. And yeah, just imagine going to the ship from the entrance, and you see like 500 old birds out there searching and getting ready to kill you. Yeah. And also you got barbers to deal with inside the interior too. You got barbers, nutcrackers, and some of them in there. So yeah, the interior is not typically that bad. There's a lot of horde bugs in there, so I do need to. So yeah. Embryon is. This one it kind of rivals with Dyna, if I'm honest. Actually, no, it doesn't. I'm putting that stay away at all costs as well. Embryon has. There's just no way you should go to Embryon out of all moons. It's not as bad as Dyne, if I'm honest. I survived on Embryon more than Dyne. But if I'm honest with you, I say stay away from either of these moons at all times. So, okay. Alright, that's my list, everyone. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. And anywho, y'all, I will see you guys in the next one.